You often hear, and it's accepted uncritically, or was when I was a kid anyway, that religion, Christianity, leads to violence.
Right.
And that was really the driver. I mean, Hitchens, who I knew well, that was his main argument. People get, inflexible when they believe in the supernatural, and they have to kill anyone who disagrees. But does the historical record support that claim?
No. And of course, that's a great myth. There was a book done some years ago, I forget the title of it now, but a guy that did a very careful study of all the great wars going back a couple of thousand years. And the conclusion was something like 8% could be traced to a religious cause. But that's part of Enlightenment historiography. It's one of the myths of Enlightenment historiography that religion is the problem. And see, that it's the origin myth of modernity. Modernity emerged out of the myths of a superstitious religion and out of a primitive pre-science, let's say. And so we have to regularly bring out these sort of boogeymen to knock down again, like religion, bad, superstition, bad. And look at now this enlightenment enlightenment. But no, that's all simplistic, and it betrays a deep lack of appreciation for the intellectual tradition within the religious sphere. But that's part of the way they've told the story. And of course, may I say too about violence? I always have to smile when people, religion is a source of violence. Give me a break. Look at the 20th century. I mean, the corpses piled up in the 20th century, and it was not religion that did it. It was deeply anti-religious ideologies.
It was murdering religious people.
So it's like, I'll take lectures on violence from many people, but not from the avatars of modern secularism, And sure, there's distortions of religion and bad religious people that did things in its name, but you can't talk about the risen Jesus still bearing his wounds and with the word of shalom on his lips and say that's a religion of violence. It's a religion that shows God absorbing the violence of the world.
Yes.
When Jordan Peterson, I think, made a very important observation about the cross when he said, there's no other story. In fact, you couldn't imagine a story that shows more of human degradation than the cross of Jesus.
That's right.
Physical suffering, psychological suffering, death itself, the abandonment by your friends, betrayal, denial, institutional injustice. It's all there. As I said earlier, this 30-year-old man dying naked on this instrument of torture. Well, there it is. There's the totality of human dysfunction. And God's response to that is not to more violence. It's to respond with forgiving love. That's Christianity. Now, the distortions of it are everywhere, but that's Christianity. It's not a religion of violence.
It's so non-obvious. It's so preposterous and crazy that the fact that became the world's most popular religion tells you it's true.
Yes.
Who could make that up?
Yes.
It's so unappealing. Your God got tortured to death and didn't fight back?
Absolutely. I wrote a little book years ago called The Strangest Way. The Strangest Way. And it's a book about Christianity, because that's the argument I made was this is the weirdest religious path
ever.
Because again, when I was coming of age, it was very much all religions, they're kind of the same, and we all climb the holy mountain by different paths. Right. No, I completely repudiate that now. I'm with Tom Holland, not Spider-Man, but the popular historian, Tom Holland. Do you know? It's a book called Dominion. Wonderful.
Oh, I read Dominion.
Yeah.
Yes.
But that's his argument, is things that we just think are, that's just part of the way things are. No, they're not. It's Christianity.
That's a great book.
It's a great book, yeah.
Yes.
Christianity bequeathed to the West these deeply weird ideas like we're all equal, we're all subjects of dignity, that you should care for the poor and the marginalized. And they didn't just come up out of Enlightenment rationalism, they came up out of Christianity.
That weakness is something we should celebrate. I mean, that'd talk about counterintuitive.
And you say, okay, God, give me an image of your God, and mighty, kings, and then there's our image of God, is that 30-year-old rabbi on the cross
whose closest friends didn't really believe in him.
Close friends ran away. It's like the most pathetic story you can imagine. And we say that's the manifestation.
But if you were making it up, you would hide all that.
Of course. No, it's the last story in the world you'd dream of making up. It's the opposite of the story you'd make up. The Gospels are all like that. They're strange and weird and wonderful.